Okay, this is the video to go with the first part of lesson 2.5. Our common theme for the last few lessons is to look at warm-up questions where we review 10 quick skills, and then also to recap some things we've used from other lessons. So always our quick reminder about Hoy and Vux for horizontal and vertical lines. And also that reminder, if you have equations with only one letter, like y equals 3 and x equals 2, think about Hoy and Vux as well. And also just a reminder, if you want to use the desmos calculator, you can do so from this page, from this link here. So what is the slope of the line pictured? First thing I certainly want us to think about is, as this is going downwards, this is negative slope. So we don't want to be picking either of these two answers because these are positive. So it's between these two. If I try negative 2/3, if I start from here and go down 2 squares and then across 3 squares, you'll see that you don't get to the line, which makes me think that it's probably going to be this answer then. So negative 3/2 means you go down 3 and across 2, and then you're back to the line. So that would be the answer to the first question. What is the slope of this line? Now, I've added in the extra clue at the end. Is it horizontal or vertical? Because that's going to help us to figure it out. This one is horizontal. So when I say horizontal, I'm thinking of that key word that begins with H. So I'm thinking of Hoy. And as I look at the word Hoy, I look what goes in the middle there, which is the 0, even though it looks like the letter O. So that tells me that the answer is O for this one. If it had been vertical, then I would have used the other word, which is Vux. And the middle letter is U, which would have reminded me of what the answer is. And I'm sure we're going to see that in a minute anyway. So let me just quickly clear that. And we'll select our answer of 0. What is the slope of the line pictured? Well, I can see this is going upwards as I go left to right. So it's between these two answers here. And to get from one dot to the next, you go up 1 square and across 1 square, giving us 1. I picked 2 as one of my answers here in case you just picked the y-intercept and just looked which number it passed through and got a little lazy on that question. So here we go. Here is the vertical line. I didn't give the clue this time, but we can see this is vertical. So VUX, the middle letter is U, U for undefined, and we can pick that answer out straight away. What is the y-intercept of the equation? Now, the last few, we've actually said what is the slope, which is the number in front of the x, which I deliberately left as one of the answers. So this time, as long as it says y equals, the number without the x is the slope. So we should be picking 6 for this question. This time I did go back to slope though. So I'm looking how many x's that I had. Now, a lot of people, as there was no number in front of here, picked 0 when we did this last time. So I put this question back in. X, remember, means 1x, so I left that as an answer. -7 is an answer, but not for that question. -7 is the y-intercept. So just make sure you're paying attention carefully to what the question's being asked is. What is the slope of x equals 3? Very tempting to want to pick 3 for this answer. Possibly tempting to want to pick 1x like we talked about earlier for this one. Now, there is a clue, though. Look at this question. It only has one letter. Look on slide 1 if you need a hint. So slide 1 talks about Hoy and Vux again. So think about which one has the x in it. So that should be Vux. And then you can look at the middle letter to figure out what the answer is going to be. So you guys should you guys should select undefined for that question. And I'm just going to quickly clear all the notes from that. So you'd click undefined for that question. What is the slope of y equals -1? Following on from the last question, notice there's only one letter here. So when there's only one letter here, we've got to think which of those words is appropriate. So the one with the y is Hoy. And then we can look in the middle to figure out what the slope is. So we're going to select 0 as our answer for that question. Oops, here we go. What is the slope of 2y equals 8x minus 10? This is the one where a lot of people get caught out because they just look at the number in front of the x and pick this. Remember, that's only if it starts with y equals. This one starts with 2y equals. So actually, you've got to divide each by 2 first. So 2y divided by 2 is y. 8 divided by 2 is 4. And therefore, the slope of this line would be 4. What is the slope between the two coordinates shown? Now, you can use the formula, y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. There is a little reminder. You can type these coordinates onto the desmos calculator and then count the squares if you want to. Count how many squares you go up, count how many squares you go across. And there's certainly nothing wrong with doing that. I'm going to do it by using the formula though. So y2 says 12. y1 says 3. 12 minus 3 is 9, so it looks like we're trying to trick you into picking this answer, but we're not finished yet. x2 is 2. Take away x1, which is -1. And then we work these out. 12 divided by 3 is, 12 take away 3 is 9. And 2 take away -1. Use your calculator if you're not sure. And it looks like I got careless on this answer. So 9 divided by 3 is 3. So I'm actually going to need to change that answer. For some reason, I put 4 here. I'm not sure why I did that. I think I changed one of these numbers at the last minute. When you come to do this, you will see the answer 3, though. I promise. Let me clear all the drawings. There we go. And this is just the recap stage where after you've finished, I tell you, hey, go back and look at those questions. So the remediation questions from what we did last lesson, the question is typed in, 4x plus 2y is 12. I already typed it in and graphed it. And the question says, what is the y-intercept? So that's where does it cross the y-axis? So you can kind of see what the answer is. The answer is 6. So this says delete all the incorrect answers. And then you're just going to leave what the correct answer is. If you accidentally delete an answer, you could always just type in 6 as well. So if I delete this, you can easily just type in 6 if you need to, okay? Same question, but this time it says x-intercept. So this time we're looking, where does it cross the x-axis? So here, remember the x-axis is the one that goes across. So you can see that it goes through at 3. So I'm just going to delete everything except for 3. What is the slope of this line? Well, we've got a few answers here. First of all, focus on positive and negative. This is going downwards, so I know this is negative slope. So let me get rid of the 2 clearly wrong answers. And then I'll check this answer first to see if this is correct. -1/2 means you go down 1 and then right 2. And you'll notice that's not on the line, so that's wrong. Whereas -2 means you go down 2 and then across 1. With a single number, remember we always count across 1. And that would bring you back to the line. So that would be the correct answer. And I'm going to leave that there. Which of these lines is the same as this one? So I've left it as on a multiple choice question. You would type in these answers. I typed it in for you. And we're just going to click on one at a time and see if it gives us the same line. Nope. Nope. There we go. Notice the line changes color when we click on it. So that is the correct answer. Just to confirm it's not the bottom one, you can see it's down here. So the correct answer for this one would be that option here. And we'll go for that one. Now, let's move on to our next slide. What is the slope of 6x minus 2y equals 12? So this is where you either go to desmos, or you can just go back into here and you can just type over the top. So that's actually what I'm going to do. I'm going to type in 6x minus 2y equals 12, and I'm going to look at the picture. So first of all, I notice the slope is positive for this. So let me go back and look. So it looks like the slope is either 3 or 1/3. So let's have a look. If I go from here, go up 1 and across 3, that doesn't work. But if I go up 3 and across 1, then you can see that does take you to the correct graph. So I'm going to select 3. And then that last slide, just a reminder that you've done a good job today. Don't forget that you can use Desmos. You're allowed to use it on the SOL and also on any test. So if you have the option and you can, try and use it as much as you can. It will certainly be there to help you solve problems. That's the review for this lesson. Go make sure you understand all those key little concepts because they're kind of going to be important while you're working on your tests.